Well, hello again. Uh, I'm about to close with these videos. This series, I'm pretty sure um, that I'll have more to say about this subject. Um, but however, I'm about to come to a close on these videos, um, and I want to be clear. The the videos themselves come from not only the comments to my videos that I've already done, but they come from going all the way back to 2013, I believe, of all the nasty comments that I receive from atheists that just don't really make sense to me. Just really don't make sense to me. And I swear to God, okay, I'm not here to really try to, God knows, I should say, that I'm not here to try and cover up or apologize or try to uh uh put a spin on it. I don't have to, because I'm the kind of person, I'm just like you atheists. If something is shaky and I can't understand why we should accept it when it's shaky, it's out the door with me. It's out the door. I don't hold on to anything because I feel some kind of way. My whole rant with this, about this, I should say, is because we Christians are understanding the things that you don't. And when you try to explain to us, which I'm gonna get to that in a minute, because there's a lot of hogwash in you trying to explain to us. But when you try to explain to us in your nasty comments on videos and your nasty comments, emails, you try to explain to us, you have no clue what you've just, what the situation that you just put yourself in. And the truth is, only those that are unsure, only those that don't know or don't understand, can't perceive, they're the only ones that are going to let you drag them down into some atheism. Nobody that studies the Word of God and understands it is going to let you drag them into atheism. Not nobody in the secular world, not nobody in the religious world, not nobody in the Christian world. Everybody that is not a Christian is not going to be an atheist. Everybody that's not religious is not going to be an atheist. There's a lot more non-believers than there are atheists, and there will always be a lot more non-believers than there are atheists. What are non-believers? People who say, I believe in God, but I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in religion either. If I felt that my religion or what I believe about God was just another religion, like you think, I wouldn't be religious at all, because I'm not a religious person by nature. I'm not a religious person. On my best day, I'm not a religious person. I'm very, very, very about what makes sense to me and how to live in and now. But see, this right here teaches us Christians how to live in the now. just like you claim science does. Excuse me. Or just like you claim technology does, or so-called critical thinking, which critical thinking has laws to it. Whether you create them yourself or whether you get them from somewhere. And critical thinking does not X out everything except oneself. So you say you're critical thinkers. I don't see you that way. Of course, I don't really get into the concept of critical thinking as a religion like you do, or a concept of lifestyle. Okay. Um, it's sad. It really is that a lot of people in the world today have um, forgot God. But see, when they forgot God, they didn't just forget God. The F word is used by everybody today. I remember a day back in the day, doctors didn't cuss. College students didn't cuss. Nurses didn't cuss. Biologists, scientists didn't cuss. They barely smoked cigarettes. But today, everybody cusses. Everybody uses the F word like it's payday every day. Or like every day is hell to pay. No matter what kind of day it is what I'm saying. Everybody cusses like a sailor. The best of us cuss like sailors. This is an epidemic, just like everything else is an epidemic that I've been talking about in these videos. It's an epidemic. Why? Why are so many people cussing? Why are so many people, so full of such a potty mouth? And you want me to look at all you liberals, and half of y'all are them same people that went to Donald Trump rallies and was attacking the the supporters of the Trump rally, the Trump supporters. You're attacking them, hitting them, throwing things at them, hitting them with stuff, spitting on them, robbing them, assaulting them. And you want me to look at this world that we live in today, and you want me to say, maybe God doesn't exist. Let's do some critical thinking here and see how we might solve solutions, how we might solve things better in a more humanistic way, in a more logical way. Let's be critical thinkers. Let's be more logical. Let's do some critical thinking how we can handle this situation. Really? Okay. How many of you atheists are Democrats? And how many of you atheists hate Donald Trump? How many of you atheists hate anyone that speaks for anything higher than your liberalness, your liberality, or I should say your liberty in the flesh. Atheists don't only go at it with Christians. They go at it with anybody that would say anything against their secular stance in this world, their bad habits. And I want to be clear. I've done a lot of yelling in these videos. And why did I do that? Because I wanted you to see what I see. When I see you sending me an email, I want you to see the damage that you do. And I want you to see what I see. The anger coming out of you that doesn't amount to anything. Because at the end of the day, we Christians are clueless of what the heck you're talking about. And when we look up the same words, they say something different in here. When we look up the same words, they say something different in different dictionaries. I did a video on that. You're just literally childishly taking shots at us because you understand more than other non-believers. And that's what you are. I'm not going to separate you from the other non-believers. You will take the name that my Bible gives you. You don't get to be special because you're an atheist. The day that you take me to court, being you love evidence so much, and you prove the stuff that you say, and you're willing to take jail time for the lies that have come out of your mouth, if they catch you lying, and your story doesn't add up, you're willing to take jail time for it. If you win, and I have to take jail time for all the stuff you accuse me of, and you don't even know me. I'm just a black man over here in Pittsburgh who allows himself to be called a Christian. And you think you want to try to lie to me and tell me stuff about myself. As if I have two bodies. Like I'm sleeping while my body is out there doing violence. Or I'm sleeping while I'm out there raping and while the other part of me is out there raping and killing and lying and brainwashing and doing all this crazy stuff. You don't know how much Christian persecution that is. And you think it's cute because it doesn't happen to you. But oh my God, if there was ever a day when we would stand trial for this and really talk about evidence and talk about claims and citation and all this stuff. Oh, I got some claims for you that'll stick. I got a citation that'll stick. That's true. And it ain't got even nothing to do with this. It's all secular. Because you're a bunch of criminals. You do the very things that you criticize. The only thing you haven't done yet is, or should I say, the only thing you haven't done or that you haven't been caught doing yet. I'll talk to you like you talk to me. The only thing you haven't been caught doing yet on national television is cutting somebody's throat, hitting somebody in the head with a meat cleaver, like your Muslim buddies. But I've seen you attack children. I've seen you attack preachers on the street. Unless YouTube is lying, I've seen you do the damage. And then you got the nerve to turn right back around and make comments as if you don't deserve to be put in prison. I'm not even talking about theology right now. I'm not even talking about the argument of whether God exists or not. I'm talking about the way you go about it. I don't care if you don't believe God, don't believe that God is real. I don't care if you don't believe. I don't believe a lot of things. You think that you can prove it. You can still prove it, and I still won't believe it. Because it's just impossible. And I'm glad that I was brought up to believe in God. I'm glad that I got mad at the church and left the church and came back. Because I know what you're doing. It ain't got nothing to do with no logical fallacies or no indoctrination or no crimes committed by Christians. It's all about you being the devil's advocate. You know that we're better. We live better lifestyles. Our morals are coming from a higher standard. You know this. There's no way that it is not obvious. And this is what you hate. And you run around on YouTube looking for somebody to say the word atheist. If I had been talking about baking chocolate chip cookies or sweet potato pie, I probably would have got one view and one comment. And it would only took me one video. Just because you don't believe in something doesn't give you a right to piss all over it, to burn it. I don't believe in a lot of things. A lot of things. That is the mission statement of my faith. I don't believe you. Before we even get to Jesus, I don't believe your nonsense. But I don't put my hands on anyone. I don't burn anybody's material. I don't try to go and just Google some mess so I can mock and deconvert you from whatever nonsense you're into. If we can work together, we can work together. We don't have to talk about my faith. We don't have to talk about your atheism. If we can help make the world a better place, we can do it together. We don't have to talk about your atheism. We don't have to talk about my Christianity. But you know that at the end of the day, look at them. Look at them. Let your light so shine among men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Look at them. They don't budge until we persecute them. They don't get angry or upset until we persecute them. They don't cry about nothing or get or take an offense to anything until we begin to persecute them. I'm waiting for the day when you know what it feels like. And I'm really, really impressed that our government and our White House is pagan as they can be. Don't embrace you like you thought they would. I'm totally impressed. I thought that you would be all up in the government. And out of everything, they chose Muslims over you. They didn't choose us. They didn't choose 99 other religions. They chose Muslims. And they're building mosques every day. And you people that are in so-called atheist countries, I don't understand how it's an atheist country when the Muslims are taking it over. You say it's an atheist country. I got a friend in Germany. Good friend, good Christian friend. One of the best Christian friends I've ever met. Of course, he's way out in the suburbs where the Muslims can't get to him. Where hopefully they won't go out there looking for him. Europe. Last I checked, Muslims made a mess of Europe. And instead of you going out there and getting together and trying to take Europe back, you rather go to your computer and scream at Americans. This is the land of the free. They're free to come in here and be Muslim. They're free to come in here and build a lot of mosques if they pay the cash to do it. But you claim your country is an atheist country. Well, the Muslims haven't taken over the land of the free yet. They've taken over your country. See, back in the day, if your country was against something, that meant that when people come into your country and they try to do things that you are against, they get beat down and deported. All it takes is one man or one woman to throw you under the bus. I can never understand where you begin to, so let me get this straight. You're having a horrible time with religion over in Europe and Germany, places like that, because of the Muslims, not the Christians. I know. Because of the Muslims. Islam. So how do you handle it? Get on your computer and yell at me. I'm way over here in the USA. We don't have the problem you're having. We don't need to run the Muslims out of our country because, thank God for Donald Trump, we're not going to let them do that nonsense in this country. They're not going to be... Let me shut up. We're not having it. That's why Hillary Clinton lost. Because of that nonsense that just went on in Europe. And everybody's scared to death like, oh my God, if we don't get this Mac Daddy out of office and keep this feminist crazy woman from taking over our country, We're all going to be dead. It'll just be her and a bunch of Muslims. You got to be kidding me, man. You really don't know how to fix the world, do you? I do. I know how to fix the world. Been doing it for years. But if you open up $1 million company and nobody wants to work, then the millionaires get to keep whatever, they get to pocket all the expenses. Like I say, you don't like Christianity? I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. That's just more Jesus for me, that's all. But I guarantee you, religion will never, ever go away. Because you're right, atheists. In closing, you're right. You're right. Religion in itself is a sabotage. It's an infiltration of any country, a sabotage of anything good that God has put together. And it's dangerous to all because it does lie. And it does brainwash. But believing in God himself is not religious. And until you get that into your thick skull, I guess we're going to the next round. Because I will never, ever throw Jesus under the bus for you. I will never, ever stop preaching the gospel. Okay? You're going to have to become a Muslim and do the damage to me because I'm not going to stop. Because I understand that just like yesterday, just like today, where'd you come from? I know where Christians come from. I know how we got passed from one thing to another. I know how we brought it through from generation to generation. Where'd you come from? Your ancestors were either Christian or they believed in many gods. Most of them were Christians. Or they lived in a Christian belt. They lived in a Christian society. And then here you come with your rebellious behind. And you want to call it good. You want to call evil good. It's not good. It's childish and silly. Grow up. And once you grow up, then we can talk. Until next time we talk. God bless you. Thanks for watching.